confirmation.
Order! Order, let's come to order, please.
And now the fun begins.
Remember, you're among friends.
Knock him dead, Governor.
Don't even reach for the motor, huh? You are sailing through.
Take your seats. We'll resume.
Nobody's picking up.
Pedro, she's not on the air. Hello? Hello?
Come on.
Damn it.
Come on. Hey, it's Harlan Brand. Yeah, I'm headed back with something I stumbled on that changes everything.
Please get the front of the belt.
Changes everything. Betsy!
Excuse me, ma'am. On the belt.
All right, hold on a second. Grab it. Hold on a second.
Hello? It's dead. It's dead. You know, I don't know if we have the story.
What do you mean you don't know if we have the story? It's gonna leave.
The committee will be in order.
Ready?
No.
You're it.
Now I'm ready.
Just stay on your feet, Governor Nolan. We'll go ahead and administer the oath. We'll take a moment here to let our friends from the press get into position.
Nobody picking up. You're wrong. We got it.
I'll leave word. You catch your plane.
Don't tell them we don't have it.
Okay, they're boarding.
Follow through with the Gazette and save the brother for me.
Hey, Josh, Betsy, I've got an urgent message
Let me talk.
from Marcia.
All right, thank you.
You're gonna miss your
tell
plane.
her to hold the confirmation story. Yeah, tell her to hold the story. Yeah, tell her we found Nolan's closet and there's a skeleton in it, a big one. Yeah.
You're closing your gate.
Sorry.
Can you still see me, Governor?
Yes, sir.
Raise your right hand. Governor Nolan, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. And finally, Justice Flynn's passion for her work was legendary, so her untimely death seemed especially cruel, coming as the court embarked on a new term with a full calendar ahead. Those of you who knew Christina Flynn must agree it is her memory which has sped this confirmation forward. No one would want to answer to Justice Flynn for keeping her chair empty when there's so much work to be done. So, these past few weeks have been a whirlwind. I can't describe to you how my life has changed since I answered the president's call.
Sounds like it was a good week to get out of Columbus, Governor.
Nothing like staring down $1.5 billion deficit with a bunch of guys who want to squabble over the tobacco settlement to give you cabin fever.
I'm glad we could help you escape.
Before I'm completely at your mercy, I want you to know I gave up Buckeyes tickets for tonight.
Oh, Governor Nolan, this is the president's assistant.
Dorothea, we met at the convention. Nice to see you again.
And you, Governor.
Thank you.
I'm afraid he's been delayed. The others are inside.
Ah, all right. You do know what this is about, don't you?
I have an inkling. Is it true they're hearing cases again?
Yes, they're sitting today. The court is in session right now.
The Eighth Amendment provides that there shall not be cruel and unusual punishment inflicted. At issue here is whether a life sentence imposed under Ohio's career recidivist statute constitutes such a punishment. The Sixth Circuit held that it did not, validating a widely popular three-strike statute.
The Sixth Circuit ruled more narrowly than that, didn't they?
To some extent, Justice.
Didn't they simply address the application of the three-strike statute to a particular life sentence without the possibility of parole for a nonviolent felon? I clarify in memory of Justice Flynn, as I'm sure she would have interrupted counsel herself by now.
She would have. Bless her heart.
And thank you, Justice Voorhees, for the reminder.
An empty chair dominated oral argument this morning when the Supreme Court heard its first case since a head-on collision took the life of its leading liberal justice. This vacancy splits the court into bitterly entrenched liberal and conservative camps, and in the sports jargon of three strikes, the next draftee will be a ninth-inning tiebreaker. But no one has more riding on this game than Charlene Grissom, currently warming the bench at Marysville Penitentiary for women. A sudden vacancy on the court is just the latest in a string of tough calls that have reduced Miss Grissom's life to one lousy at bat. You write your own copy.
I will, if you'll get off my desk.
Ah, relax. I just needed to plug in.
If you want a desk, ditch that online rag and pay your dues at a real paper.
Yeah, that'll set me up like you guys in what, 10 or 12 years?
I'll trade you my desk for a quip on nominees by 10 a.m. Sunday.
You doing Washington Watch?
Uh-huh.
Me too.
Damn. I thought I was the table's sexy iconoclast.
Aren't you giving up talking head gigs?
Nah, I can't. I'm already a former lawyer and former author.
Former blabbermouth.
Can't take on former legal analyst, then pay my bills.
The TV journalist thing?
It's happening. Almost nailed a weekly segment on Constant News.
So, who's the president gonna tap? Loman? Carlucci?
Hey, would you relax? I just need to find out.
Loman stalled on the D.C. circuit. Carlucci's probably...
No. Too conservative. The president already lost too much blood over Martinez.
Kate Nolan flew in this morning.
Well, that's a political choice.
Does she ever practice law?
Matter of fact, she has.
But the fact pattern is closer to solemn. She has no violent convictions.
The second strike was for possession with intent.
8 grams. Nothing like harmaline.
The court has repeatedly upheld recidivism statutes against contentions they violate.
Unless the threshold comparison of the crime committed and the sentence imposed leads to an inference of gross disproportionality.
Do you want peanut butter?
Take it. I can't believe you put that in a bench memo.
I can't believe you're fighting over a bench memo Justice Flynn never even read.
Just trying to spare Christopher the embarrassment of overreaching to prove his conservative credentials while he's in the chief's chambers.
She's right, dude. We've been saving your ass since July.
What will I do without you?
It's weird. Being farmed out to different justices.
Yeah. I hate change.
Justice Dissett.
Christopher, Alexis.
Dylan.
A change of plans. Tomorrow, report to your temporary justices as you have been. But for the time being, keep your offices set up here.
Why?
The White House is moving very quickly. There may be an announcement as early as today.
I've never heard of Karsten's pyramid.
Well, it's not the summit of Everest, but he did have a 5-day trek into base camp.
Does your husband know you're here?
No, we have a phone rule when he's so remote like this.
You may want to break that rule.
The president apologizes. He hopes we can reschedule this for tomorrow.
Look, guys, I'll understand if this doesn't work out.
Oh, we'll make it happen.
Please tell the president I was very honored to be mentioned on the short list, even if it was for the wrong reasons, and I won't be the least bit slighted if we miss seeing each other.
What are the wrong reasons to consider you?
The court has just lost its only white female. It could use a Midwesterner, not to mention a Catholic. I'm progressive enough to gain bipartisan support without a paper trail that traps me on hot-button issues. I'd help your numbers with women that haven't recovered since the Martinez confirmation.
And what would be the right reasons?
I'm a hell of a good judge, which is exactly what I told the president last spring.
When you turned down the cabinet post.
Look, the only federal appointment that would tempt me is to a circuit court. I hope it's not presumptuous of me to think my name on a short list for the Supreme Court would help make that appellate judgeship a possibility one day.
It's not presumptuous, but you're not on a short list, Governor. There is no list. You are the president's nominee for the Supreme Court.
We're talking about dumbing down the Supreme Court. She hasn't been a judge for 11 years, and she's never sat on an appellate bench.
Which makes her an ideal stealth candidate, if nothing else.
Isn't her appeal that she has defied politics? People remember her on Oprah after the energy
I think
crisis.
Oprah would make the perfect justice. I mean, if popularity is our criteria. I gotta tell you something. As beloved as Kate Nolan is around the dinner tables of America, heard a rumor. Chief Justice Townsend was asked, coming out of the Palm, what he thought of Kate Nolan. You wanna know what his comment was? Who?
We'll hear more on who she is and why her chances for confirmation are so good when we come back.
And we're
Betsy, I need a mirror. I've got something in my eye. Just hold it still. I can get it.
Marcia, did you read my pitch?
Remind me.
What was that great idea?
I was asking Harlan, Betsy.
Right.
Well, as Betsy just pointed out, it's that really great idea. 3-minute package comparing how 2 very different Ohio gals made it to the Supreme Court. Kate Nolan on a first-class ticket, Charlene Grissom.
The 3 strikes in.
Steerage. When did you get promoted?
I didn't.
Well, I think if Marcia's got you reviewing story ideas, you deserve a title bump.
You'll get video at the women's prison?
Fly to God's country tomorrow. I can manage on a bare-bones crew.
Can't swing that, not in the budget.
Back in 20.
Marcia, I gotta have a crew. I gotta pick up interviews. I gotta shoot B-roll in 3 cities.
Sorry, you know I'm a fan. I talked him into your package because I dig the populist put a face on the highest court thing, but there's no money for it.
Everyone back to your places, please. Standing by.
Okay, take Betsy for the week. I can't stand your hangdog look.
Really?
Thanks.
But don't think I don't know you're after my job.
Oh, I want your job, Marcia. I want to make your job obsolete.
And we're back.
Our biggest issue is weaning her from the press.
Oh, they follow her. She knows how to work them. It's a real love fest.
That doesn't help her look like a judge.
Covered by footnote 4, then strict scrutiny, or at least intermediate scrutiny would apply.
So rationality review with bites.
Introduces a 4th tier without saying why regular equal protection analysis doesn't apply. Good morning, all.
Hi. Good morning. So how's it going, Governor? Is it okay?
Fine. Honestly, I don't think it's hit me yet. Before we get started on the plans, I need 5 to 6 free tomorrow for a press conference.
Has that already been scheduled?
Perhaps we should discuss the press as a whole.
I need a press conference to end all the press conferences. They've had access. It's going to stop. I need to say, it's been swell. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Her reputation has been made as a problem solver, a respected police reformer who's tough on crime, a forger of private-public partnerships, and a common-sense advocate who ended an energy stalemate that threatened her state with blackouts during last winter's fiercest storm.
I did not say she doesn't have the chops.
So you think she does have the chops?
If you want my evaluation of chops, I can only say that of the 8 of us now sitting, only 2 of us had them.
Me and you.
I'll never tell.
Me and you, it's obvious. It's definitely not me and the chief.
Bob, is there a reason for your interrupting my cardio workout?
Condolences on the nomination. Not that Nolan's a slam dunk for those of us who have seen the light, but she's definitely bad news for your team.
I wasn't aware of any teams.
Well, you never ordered jerseys, but there's been a fairly consistent gang of 5 that held sway while Flynn was alive.
If you want to gossip about Kate Nolan, I suggest you call Lucas. He went to law school with her.
Me and Voorhees. Is that who you think, me and Voorhees? I'm much smarter than Voorhees.
Due to increased security, all passengers are required to show picture ID.
Why do all rental cars smell the same?
That's not the car, that's Cleveland. Hey, did you mark where each woman was born?
Yeah, right here. So you're looking to compare Governor Nolan's early life with Charlene Grissom's?
Exactly. Shed some light on how Nolan became a Supreme Court nominee and Charlene ended up a 3 strikes prisoner with a case before the court.
Well, the club that Charlene used to work at should help make that point.
First rule of journalism, when addressing constitutional law, always ask, where's the stripper? Let's roll.
Their beginnings couldn't have been more different. Kathleen Nolan, the daughter and granddaughter of police officers, was born in this close-knit neighborhood on Cleveland's west side. Moving on. Come on!
Just getting the shot.
Over here, Miss Digital. Tell me when you got speed.
Speed?
Cleveland Elementary School System. Kidding, right?
She was a trouble girl.
Yeah, she was.
She was born trouble, I guess. And
how long did you know her?
Not too long.
Kept to herself?
Kept to herself around here.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
Okay, I got it.
Don't move it around.
Harlan, are we doing the story because you have something against her?
Who, Kate Nolan? Of course not. I just think it's worth asking why some lives get respect and others are deemed worthless.
Life without parole for lifting a credit card. I mean, I know she was busted for dealing before, but still, that's pretty cold.
The court agreed in the past, and they took the case.
What does that mean?
They got something to say.
All she bought was lingerie. I feel bad for her.
It's not about her, it's about the Constitution.
Yeah, but shouldn't the Constitution protect her?
What, the right of cokeheads with stolen plastic to order up Victoria's Secrets without rotting in jail shall not be infringed upon?
You don't like anyone.
I like everyone.
Oh, we're all just a little bit stupid.
No, not stupid. Uninformed. The court is insulated from Charlene Grissom and her double-wide trailer life. We have to pay attention to what they're doing and how it affects us. Not that this guy's gonna help. He's backing out.
He'll let us in.
No, he's gonna be a bastard, I can tell.
Go to the toilet.
What?
Leave me alone if you want this interview. Go.
it's my fault because I told him that the interview was confirmed, and when I tried to call back, I could never reach the same person.
Now,
and every time I called,
I
I
understand.
just feel really stupid.
All right, listen. You got an hour. Yes? That's it.
Thank you, Brian. You have saved my life.
Grab the gear. We've got an hour.
Who's next?
Senator Gotch.
What are her concerns?
Affirmative action, death penalty.
Haven't I done enough of these courtesy meets?
All right, 10 senators down, 90 to go.
Kathleen! I'm so pleased you could drop by.
I hope I'm not interrupting.
Oh, not at all. Come in. This is Bobby from the Sun back home.
Yes.
Pleasure. He knows we're off the record. He just needs a quick photo.
Of you passing me the Constitution?
If you don't mind, I am in a tight race.
So I help you win moderates while your base support sees you passing me a Constitution as an admonishment.
Well, it is sort of a win-win for me.
Kind of like asking for a favor while I'm seeking your support. You know, Claudia, we should make this a clean deal. No IOUs anywhere.
Well, what did you have in mind?
Courtesy meetings are mostly informal chats, but the appearance of impropriety, whether or not pressure is placed on the nominee, makes them a practice we've outgrown. The give and take of Senate hearings is the only chance for the public to learn firsthand about the nominees. Closed-door sessions in advance of that forum are inappropriate. And I won't be doing any more. Great, you got that? Good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're ready for the photograph. Claudia, where would you like me?
Oh, right here.
That's great. One more, please.
You asked for volume 454?
Look up Hutto versus Davis at 370. You know Hutto?
The court held that a 40-year sentence for possession of less than 9 ounces of marijuana wasn't cruel and unusual punishment.
Mark the page.
Do you think Hutto hurts Grissom's 3 strikes claim?
I have to be ready for those who will say it does.
If you want the conservative argument, there was a bench memo prepared for Justice Flynn. I can get it for you.
Do. How's it working out with a loaner from Flynn's chambers? Are we managing to keep her busy?
Justice Voorhees, I am the loaner from Justice Flynn.
Oh. Are we managing to keep you busy?
Yes. In fact, I wanted to talk to you. I can make an appointment.
Go on. What's on your mind?
Part of the reason I loved clerking for Justice Flynn was that I could be an advocate, since I respected her position.
Clerking for a justice who's not a philosophical match is also valuable.
I'd rather clerk for you.
The protocol, which I believe you are asking me to clarify, is for an incoming justice to have the opportunity to retain or otherwise select clerks to work in her chambers. If, for some reason, she chooses not to utilize a clerk, another justice may, at that time, consider taking her on.
I see.
Governor, do you find the right of privacy in the 9th Amendment?
Privacy, as Justice Black noted, is an ambiguous and abstract concept.
Careful. No, it's okay. She's quoting a dissent. Go on. Walk the tightrope.
How about if I just say, Senator, I assume you want to know where I stand on abortion.
That'll save time.
You don't have to weigh in at all. Your record cuts both ways, takes the heat off.
Yes, but privacy and unenumerated rights are at the core of things.
You have the rest of your life to wrestle with the 9th Amendment.
All right. I do not believe as a nominee I can tell you how I might vote on a particular issue which may come before the court. To do so would mean I had prejudged the matter or committed myself to a certain position.
Good girl.
Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, my God. You made it.
Mm-hmm.
You made it. Oh, gosh. Everyone, I'd like you to meet my husband, Andrew Loesch.
Sorry if I'm a bit,
Peter Rupert. You're quite the adventurer.
nothing compared to you folks. Has it hit you yet?
So my habeas thing was all screwed up. And they said late, which it wasn't, because Labor Day is a national postal holiday.
But I swear that first one did not even have a law license or whatever. He sat there and let them bring up about losing my kid, because they didn't ever use the burglary or the bad checks. Which I guess is good, because then I'd have like 5 strikes. Still, it seems like...
Lost control of her for a moment there.
At one point, I actually thought it didn't make much difference what her sentence is. She got out tomorrow, she'd be right back.
You say, I'm cold.
We should get food. It's probably gonna be another 2 hours.
2 hours?
You're the one who wanted to shoot at the last bar she worked at.
You didn't tell me it was gonna be 2 hours.
I told you it was in Xenia.
If I had a map of Ohio memorized, I wouldn't need a PA.
Hey, what about there?
You want to eat there?
No, I mean a crummy topless bar is a crummy topless bar. Why drive to Xenia?
It's unethical.
Oh.
Doesn't mean we can't do it. It just means we got a budget. Charlene's last job was in a club in Xenia, but it could have been in any number of clubs in any number of cities.
No, private property.
Right, that's okay. You can relax.
Shut it off, Missy. There you go.
It's free advertising.
We're from C News. We're doing a quick stand-up, and it's no big deal.
A piece on Governor Nolan.
Nolan?
Just her nomination to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, well, you picked the wrong club. The Nolan mess didn't happen here. Pack that up.
Wait, what Nolan mess?
It was at the Coronet on 41. That's where the guy got shot. Ask the FBI. Leave me out of it.
Kate? Kate? You okay? What's up?
It's hit me. It's hit me. We were gonna slow down. You were gonna show me all your favorite rainforests. You hate Washington.
DC's better for my work.
Stop being such a good sport.
You ready for tomorrow?
It's been my dream to get back on the bench. I had never given up, but I thought it might not happen. But this... almost too much.
No, I did not veto parental notification. The bill eliminated judicial bypass. It was bad law.
But what I'm trying to understand, and I'm sorry to keep going over this, but you have said, or I think you said, that you personally are against abortion.
I would not choose that for myself.
Which is a narrow answer. I'm wondering why. Would you, for example, be willing to enlarge that response to include the past?
In what way?
Well, I believe, Governor, you did not have children.
I have 2 stepchildren.
I understand that, but what I'm getting at...
What you're getting at, Senator, goes to the heart of privacy. I don't mean legal, constitutionally protected privacy. I mean something more human, maybe more fundamental than that. When you ask me in this arena about matters so intimate I have only discussed them with my closest loved ones, then I react on a gut level, as if privacy is a right that is undeniably mine. Of course, as a nominee, I do not believe I can tell you how I might vote on a particular issue which may come before the court. To do so would mean I had prejudged the matter or had committed myself to a certain position.
Isn't she doing us proud?
I'll say so, Senator.
It helps to see a face from home.
Do you have a minute?
Sure.
I debated bringing this up. I don't want to worry you right now.
What is it?
I heard from friends back home. There's some C News reporter digging around in ancient history. He called up your brother.
What history?
The Van Scoik episode. It's all rumor. I know. I just hate to see you ambushed.
I disclosed it.
Good.
I assume the FBI checked it out.
That's all I was worried about. I didn't want something sneaking up on you.
Of course, the press could resurrect it.
Nah, it's warmed over. Go back in there and knock him dead.
Did the reporter talk to Keith?
I doubt it. Your brother's pretty good at no comment.
Thanks, Charlie.
Why would he make it up? He walked on assault and arson. Should have been jumping for joy.
But Van Scoik was scared.
Petrified. He knew they were going to kill him, and a week later they did. Judge was paid to let him walk.
And that judge was?
Nolan. Kate Nolan.
And the FBI knows about this?
Oh, they know.
And?
Well, we found the PD, but he didn't want to appear on camera. Didn't shut us down. Asked what we had.
Oh, it's the same thing.
You don't think we have it?
Oh, I'm way shy of that. I don't think there is a story.
Look, there was a local paper, the Gazette. They ran a series at the time.
And when the plain dealer picked it up, they had to print a retraction. I checked with the Bureau, too, who'd put a team in the field and found a big fat nothing.
Well, they're wrong.
Harlan, I had to fight to hire you. The guys in legal told the guys upstairs that you're a bridge burner. You outed your own law firm. Fine, they deserved it. That's not my point.
Oh, I got it. You're out on a limb, and you don't need this. Fine. I'll follow it myself.
Make it a hobby and make it your life's work, but go finish the piece you sold me. It airs tomorrow.
Today, the Senate, following the recommendation of the Judiciary Committee, voted unanimously to confirm Kathleen Nolan as the 106th Associate Justice to the Supreme Court. Chief Justice Amos Townsend will administer the judicial oath.
And to the rich.
And I will do equal right to the poor and to the rich.
Under the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
Under the Constitution and the laws of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God. Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I agree.
I have followed your career with interest.
Thank you.
You bet.
Chief.
What are they pouring?
You tell us.
Veuve Clicquot.
He never misses a footnote either.
Now I'm intimidated.
Welcome again.
Thank you.
You're stuck with us now.
Kathleen,
If you excuse me. Yes.
Kathleen, your husband is charming.
Yes, he is.
I'm so sorry. I must run. But again, welcome to the court.
Thank you.
And don't be overwhelmed.
I'll try not to be.
You know, I was in my 3rd term before I felt at home. So be patient. Take your time.
Thank you for the advice.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Call you a cab. You're doing your lip thing.
Is it obvious?
Only to me.
I hate being told to be patient.
I know.
In my experience, when a colleague tells you to be patient, thank you, it's so that they can charge ahead.
So I'm guessing you're headed to work.
Would you call me that cab? Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Please, court.
And he couldn't get his podium adjusted.
Just a moment, I'll get this right here. Yeah, I'd like to reserve the balance of my time.
Justice Nolan.
Justice Nolan has a nice ring. Not used to it yet.
Christopher Bell. We wouldn't be here like this except...
Justice Flynn used to steal a beer from our happy hours. It was kind of a tradition.
Some clerks would borrow cigarettes from her drawer.
I don't even smoke, but we found her last pack tonight, and things just sort of evolved.
Let's get this cleaned up.
You don't have to go.
Oh, it was over. We were winding down.
Christopher Bell. So, Dylan Hirsch.
Here.
Alexis Cameron. Pleased to meet you. Could the three of you stick around? Come here. Look, I know this has been upsetting and unsettling and uncertain. I would like to speak to each of you about your plans. I will schedule time at the beginning of the week, but tonight I need your help getting ready for conference.
For conference tomorrow?
I'd like to be as prepared as possible. Christopher, if you could get me the discuss list and all the briefs to be covered by all the cases tomorrow.
There's only Grissom, the 3 strikes case.
And I'd like to listen to the tapes of oral argument. Dylan, can you set that up?
Sure.
Alexis? If you could help me remove Justice Flynn's personal items so we could make a workspace, okay? Guys, listen. I won't keep you late. We'll be out of here by 1. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Thank you very much.
914, please. Sorry, I forgot my key again.
Your husband left one for you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Night.
Justice Nolan.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Trial ad, J-term Stanford. I'm sorry.
Harlan Brand.
Harlan
Surprised
Brand.
you even remember who I am.
My gosh. How are you? You live here?
Yeah. Well, not here in the hotel, but
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So you practicing? No, you wrote a book.
You remember all your students? I only took one seminar.
You and I flunked you, didn't I?
You did not. Justice, I work for C News. Day in Court series.
Oh, with the woman who talks so fast.
Yeah.
You were waiting here for me, weren't you?
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Inner Sanctum now, and even that's not on the record.
Well, if you ever get lonely.
You were just in my home state, weren't you?
I was following the Van Scoik incident. But I hear there's no story there.
I see. Well, good luck to you, Mr. Brand.
You gave me an A, Justice. Told me I wouldn't be a lawyer.
I was right.
Governor's residence. Charlene ended up in Cuyahoga County Jail.
How's that?
Close. You're 40 frames over.
Oh. All right, let me do it to picture.
Ironically, the first night Kate Nolan spent in the governor's residence, Charlene Grissom slept in county jail.
It was stupid. I'm not saying that it wasn't stupid what I did.
That's good.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go again.
You know, I like this piece. It's not like a waste of someone's time if they watch it. You learn something.
Oh, yeah. What'd you learn?
That it's not just about Charlene. That the court has to stick to what it's done before. And even though in the past they've said that life without parole is too harsh for nonviolent crimes, they've also said it's okay in drug cases, even if it is your first strike. And since her first 2 strikes were for dealing, it's tough. What would you do?
Me? I'd throw out 3 strikes completely, but they'll never go that far.
Well, I'd let her go.
Why? 'Cause it's cruel and unusual?
No, because I'm a softie.
All right, you've inspired me. Back to work. But we don't stop chasing the story. Nolan's history. Keep digging.
We? Are you offering me a job?
You interested?
Do I get produced by?
Good morning. I hear she's in.
Justice Martinez is with her.
Are you Christopher Bell? I am. A good bench memo in Grissom. Very thorough.
How did you...
Justice Nolan. Justice Nolan, welcome.
Yes. Good to see you.
It's been a few years since law school.
Yes, few years.
Spare me the hasty pudding reruns. We're late for conference.
You're going to conference. Now.
Might as well see what I've gotten into.
From the way we're hovering, you'd think she was the pivotal boat. Shall we make a procession? I hope my glee over relinquishing my junior status isn't too unrestrained.
Well, you are gloating just a bit.
Seniority rules.
Not fair, of course. Bob only had the job for a few months. I was junior justice for 6 years.
The chief had it for 10. You see what a small family we are, comparing and contrasting minutiae?
Your life will be similarly constricted.
I'm taking note.
Morning, gentlemen. Justice Nolan, you're joining us?
Thought I'd jump in.
As you wish. The chief runs a tight ship. He likes to start conference on the hour.
Come on in. You won't bite.
Actually, the chief's been known to snap, but not recently.
Well met. Bob, if you grab the door, we'll begin.
Matter of protocol, Chief. That's not my job.
Justice Nolan, I didn't expect you.
I hope it's all right.
Oh, whatever you want is all right.
Sad but true, I'm nobody's boss.
But when he asks you to shut the door, he means it.
Well, I'm very pleased to perform my first official function.
You don't do it like that.
Sorry, it's a little tradition of ours.
You got me.
Don't worry. It's the only joke we know.
But it gets them every time.
Yeah.
Kathleen, welcome to the conference and to our court.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bob, pass the torch.
If the phone rings, which it doesn't, you answer. And if someone comes to the door, which they don't, you go.
Bob has kindly offered to look over my shoulder as I keep the notes.
Good, let's get started. We got 13 petitions on the discuss list. The first one is Rock versus Nadelson. I vote to deny. Abe? Abe?
Grant. Deny.
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 Grant.
Grant.
Deny.
3 to grant. Petition denied. Mannon versus Bank of Massachusetts.
Denied.
Blackburn versus Hudson.
You gave Voorhees my memo?
He was on the same track.
That's not the point. I prepared that memo for Justice Flynn.
He's right. It wasn't community property for the liberal cabal.
Like you didn't share it with the chief?
I didn't.
Would you if he'd asked?
Maybe.
Then leave her alone. You got the upper hand now. You can back off.
Boy, that's for sure.
What upper hand?
You and Nolan, peas in a pod. Pragmatists.
Shut up.
Least you can do is climb over us graciously.
Exactly. Cut me some slack.
Miss Grissom has already served her time for her drug convictions. This case should go back for a reduced sentence. I vote to reverse.
I agree. The 7-time offender in Solemn couldn't be sentenced to life without parole. I see no reason why Miss Grissom can. Reverse.
Funny you should mention Solemn, as I continue to believe the precedents were wrongly decided. Miss Grissom has already committed 7 felonies. The state is not required to provide her the opportunity to commit an 8th. Vote to affirm.
Which gives us a 4-4 tie. The Sixth Circuit holding will be upheld.
Chief, excuse me.
You want to weigh in on this?
Yes, I do. I wasn't present for oral argument, but I've listened to the tapes and I've studied the briefs.
You don't feel compelled to recuse yourself, given the origin of this case?
I don't. Solemn gave us criteria for deciding proportionality. Harmelin sharpened that test, but where in the plain language of the 8th Amendment do we find excessive sentences addressed?
This is precisely my question.
Let her speak.
I read excessive
Everyone has the right to
fines
speak
and
once
cruel and
before anyone
unusual
speaks
punishments.
twice.
Now, that was not raised here.
But it could be.
Wait a minute, Chief. We just voted.
All 9 justices had not spoken.
The founders believed fines were a type of punishment. Isn't this your point, Justice?
Well, I'm not saying that you can't find within the language.
But we should take this up.
Absolutely not. The arguments that we heard did not raise such broad concerns.
But I think what's being proposed is a re-argument.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Whatever happened to stare decisis?
To clarify is not necessarily to overturn, and Ms. Grissom's appeal lives to fight another day.
This is your proposal, that we hear re-argument addressing the proportionality concern.
It is.
This is an outrageous reach.
Shall we call the vote?
I can't believe it, Justice.
You ordered additional argument in Grissom?
How did that happen?
I hope I can answer that.
Kate.
I'll meet you in chambers.
Well, there's one item back on the calendar.
Lucas, I wouldn't burden the court or keep Charlene Grissom in suspense if I didn't think we needed to clarify the issue for her and hundreds of similar cases.
So, conference went as you'd hoped.
I didn't mean to incite a riot.
It's more like a war. Martinez will do anything to plant a flag in your chambers.
And you won't.
I know it's useless to try.
So you'll just coax me along and be my old friend.
A friend would warn you. There's no middle ground here.
You think I want
The
middle
fifth
ground?
vote has to take sides.
Because I won't be labeled?
Because I don't know where you're coming from. Do you?
There's only one way to answer that. It's one vote at a time.
Today, the Supreme Court issued a surprise decision ordering re-argument of the 3 strikes case of Charlene Grissom. This is just the latest development in what has been a troubled life. But Charlene's history is no less tangled than the legal precedent now guiding her fate. Does the Constitution prohibit such sentences? This is a question the Supreme Court is not ready to answer. And today's announcement puts Miss Grissom's fate on hold. Of course, she has nothing but time. And in the world of isolation without parole, Justice Nolan is facing her own life sentence. And how her story will unfold within the sequestered walls of our highest court is an open question that may take a lifetime to answer.